Ukraine just made a move that's rocked the world.
25 a.m. local time.
They're into Russia, firing into Russia.
Vladimir Putin
In Ukraine.
In a move that no one saw coming, they struck deep into Russian territory using American-made weapons. This isn't just another escalation in an already tense war, it's a game changer. So, why did Ukraine take this risk? What were they hoping to achieve? And more importantly, what does this mean for the future of global politics? Today we're going deep into the heart of this stunning decision, breaking down what this strike really means, and exploring how it's reshaping not just the war in Ukraine, but the entire global order. What's at stake? And more importantly, what's next? Will this bold move bring Ukraine closer to victory, or push the world to the brink of a far greater conflict? On November 19, 2024, Ukrainian forces executed a pre-dawn strike on an ammunition storage facility located in Russia's Bryansk region. This operation has been confirmed as the first instance where Ukraine used US-made missiles to target Russian soil. According to reports, 6 missiles were launched during this operation. Russian officials claimed that 5 of these missiles were intercepted by air defense systems, while 1 missile successfully struck its target, resulting in substantial damage. The specific site targeted was identified as a military logistics center near the city of Karachev, which is located within the Bryansk region. Ukrainian sources reported that there were at least 12 secondary explosions following the initial impact, indicating that munitions stored at the facility were ignited by the missile strike. The scale of these explosions was significant enough to be captured, showcasing large plumes of smoke and flames rising from the site. This operation was authorized just 2 days prior by President Joe Biden, who lifted previous restrictions that had prevented Ukraine from using these long-range missiles against targets within Russia. This decision is viewed as a substantial shift in U.S. foreign policy regarding military support for Ukraine. To fully understand this development, we need to look at the context that led to these strikes. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to stay updated on the latest analysis and developments in this unfolding global situation. For months, Ukrainian officials had been advocating for greater military support from Western allies, particularly in terms of long-range missile capabilities. They argued that limiting their ability to strike deeper into Russian territory was akin to fighting with one hand tied behind their back. The US had been cautious about allowing such actions due to concerns over escalating tensions further. However, recent developments changed this calculus dramatically. Reports surfaced indicating that North Korean troops were assisting Russian forces along the border, which prompted US officials to reconsider their stance on military support for Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has made it clear that if they receive new capabilities, they will use them immediately against Russian forces. His administration emphasized that they are no longer negotiating through words, but through actions. Actions that speak volumes on the battlefield. The rapid execution of these missile strikes following Biden's authorization underscores Zelensky's commitment to leveraging every available resource against Russian aggression. The immediate response from Russia was one of anger and concern. Russian officials accused the US of escalating tensions and stated that such actions could lead to severe consequences. President Vladimir Putin quickly revised Russia's nuclear doctrine shortly after the strikes, indicating a readiness to respond forcefully to perceived threats from non-nuclear states like Ukraine. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov claimed that these strikes signaled an escalation by the West and warned of potential retaliation if such actions continued. He described European values as racist towards Russians and asserted that the Ukrainian government does not represent the majority of people in occupied territories. Moreover, Dmitry Medvedev, a prominent figure in Russian politics and former president, stated that NATO's involvement could be interpreted as an act of war against Russia itself. This rhetoric reflects a broader strategy by Moscow to frame Western support for Ukraine as an existential threat. In light of these events, Russia has ramped up its rhetoric regarding nuclear weapons. Following the attacks, Putin's government issued warnings about potential nuclear responses if they perceived further aggression from Western nations supporting Ukraine. This is not new. Throughout this conflict, nuclear threats have been used as a tool of intimidation by Moscow. Putin approved an updated nuclear doctrine, stating that Russia could consider using nuclear weapons if subjected to a conventional missile assault supported by a nuclear power. This statement has raised alarms globally about the potential for escalation into a broader conflict involving nuclear powers. The implications of such threats are profound. They not only heighten tensions between Russia and NATO, but also create an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty regarding global security dynamics. From a strategic perspective, allowing Ukraine to strike inside Russia serves multiple purposes. It demonstrates capability, boosts morale among Ukrainian troops, and acts as a deterrent against further aggression from Moscow. Zelensky's administration has made it clear that they will continue using long-range capabilities whenever possible to repel Russian threats effectively. The international community is closely monitoring these developments. NATO allies have expressed solidarity with Ukraine while reiterating their commitment to deterring any potential Russian aggression against member states. The situation is being watched not only for its immediate military implications, but also for its broader geopolitical consequences. This incident raises critical questions about global security dynamics and NATO's role in this evolving situation. How will NATO respond if Russia decides to escalate its military actions? The alliance has been supportive of Ukraine, but has also been careful not to provoke direct conflict with Russia. In addition to military escalations, there have been reports of undersea cables being cut across Europe, an act widely suspected to be sabotage linked to ongoing tensions between Russia and Western nations. These cables are crucial for telecommunications and internet connectivity across Europe. Recent incidents include cables being severed between Finland and Germany, as well as between Sweden and Lithuania. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius stated that these incidents were not accidents, but rather acts of sabotage, likely orchestrated by state actors looking to disrupt European infrastructure amid rising geopolitical tensions. While all eyes are on Ukraine and Russia, it's essential not to overlook other regions affected by these geopolitical shifts. In Georgia, protests have erupted once again over recent parliamentary election results, perceived as manipulated by pro-Russian elements within the government. Clashes between police and protesters have escalated into chaos as citizens express their discontent with what they see as increasing Russian influence over their country's political landscape. These protests serve as a reminder that the repercussions of the conflict extend far beyond Ukraine's borders, affecting neighboring countries grappling with similar issues related to sovereignty and foreign influence. As tensions rise domestically in Georgia, it presents another challenge for Putin, as he navigates not only external conflicts, but also internal dissent within regions historically influenced by Moscow. In conclusion, Ukraine's recent missile strikes into Russian territory represent not only a significant escalation in the conflict, but also a pivotal moment in international relations. As both sides react to this new reality, whether through military action or diplomatic maneuvering, the world watches closely how it shapes future engagements and diplomatic efforts. The situation remains fluid. Each day brings new developments that could alter the course of this conflict significantly. Will we see further military escalations? How will NATO respond? And what does this mean for global security moving forward? We invite you all to share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about these recent developments? Do you believe we are on the brink of something much larger? Thank you for tuning in today. If you found this video informative or engaging, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more updates on global events as they unfold. Until next time.